All right, let's get into it, guys. All right, so we took some buys this week off of AU, and I think we did one on GU. I think so. But we're up 3.5% for the week. What I'm looking at with DXY is this, right? Guys, we know our strategy. It's not just my strategy, it's our strategy. So we know that we have some supplies right here, right? Because market was pushing up, and we had some breaks. We got a gap that needs to be filled right here. Maybe the DXY comes up and fills this gap, then touches this, and then falls off the cliff. But we're at this weekly supply. There was no gaps there, but I mean it tapped it. You see that it tapped it right there. That's the tap right there. And then we had a candle close looking like somewhat of an indecision doji or whatever. And now we're bearish for the week. Here's the high of this candle, which is around 105, 200 or something. And here's the low of this candle. That's where we're at for the week. Honestly, like if this was a trade, we would have took the break of the candle right here, and we'd be trying to come down to these lows, basically. So with that being said, the way it's set up and the way we trade, um, we're the outlook for the DXY this week is just kind of bearish. You know, it's not as strongly bearish, but yeah, we got one more day. Um, how this week ends up turning out could be this pushing back up, or maybe dipping back down more and closing, maybe closing this full bull candle. So that's why we've been looking for buy setups on AU and GU, and they've been working out perfectly this week. Let's go over to AU. So the reason why I said this is bearish. So let's look for some AU setups, right? Do, 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 do. Uh, this is the M5. This is the hour, the day, and that is why since the dollar was bearish like that, that's why we have this kind of like pullback area. Now, this is what we're looking at for AU. This is the H4 outlook, right? When we come up to it and we get down to the get down, here is the supply, which it was tapped right there, reacted already, and then come back up. So that's where we're sitting at as far as supplies is concerned. We just had this deep retracement pull back to demand right here. So we already touched the demand. So the last thing we touched on the H4 was a demand. So let's come over to the H1. We're at the 200 EMA on the H1. We have a supply right here on the H1. And that's pretty much what we're looking at. We're trading below the 200 right now. We kind of broke above it a little bit, but sometimes when it breaks, it could just crumble down. Honestly, the way this is looking, guys, if we get, I don't know if we're gonna have this happen, but maybe one more tap and then a collapse down. But it's tomorrow's Friday. Tonight is London, so you only got two more sessions to see if it's gonna come back to this supply, then crumble down. Um, just off the outlook of the H1. Let's go over to some lower time frames, like our beloved M5, where we take our setup that we just had a demand setup right there. You can cover up this whole wick of candles if you want to. So we had to tap into that zone. We're trading above the 200. It tapped that zone and it came up. That would have been a winner right there. So let's say we would have seen it tapped that zone, came down and broke that candle, that's the candle break right there. We had a little nice little decent 1-to-1 right there. That's the trading strategy. I mean, so let's see. Like I said, we only have two sessions left for this week. What is AU going to do? Right now, we have a we're moving up. We're breaking highs. This high didn't get broken yet. So we got that. We got these lows that haven't been broken yet. So we're just ranging in this area. Honestly, this comes back down here again. I wouldn't mind taking it for a good move up to there. If it's not breaking this low, I don't mind taking it and back up to here because again, the DXY is still bearish. So bullish setup should happen pretty frequently during the New York session with AU. Or, I mean, it don't even have to be New York session. Right now, it's Asia. And we got the dollar kind of retracing against Australia. I'm thinking about this setup. So that's probably what, you know what? I'm just, I'm, if this is all probability, remember, all a game of probability. If it comes down here again and gives me another tap and a break of the candle, then we'll take this 1 to 3.73. We'll get another 3% or whatever stops below the zone. Um, and that'll probably be the move for either London or New York. Maybe this will be the move for London, then New York will tap up here, and then maybe a drop. I don't know. We'll see. GU is looking. I'm not touching this. This looks nasty. NU, I haven't touched in a while. We do have a break of structure. So since it broke structure, it's trading below. We have the last low down here where the demand is at. I don't know. It's a long ways to go down. Probably not going to touch that. EU has been sloppy all week. I haven't even looked. I looked at it a few times. It's just too sloppy. This is sloppiness. I'm not dealing with it. UJ has some good setups. It had some good setups this week, but they wasn't as clean as I would want them to be. I think this was the only clean setup, and we didn't even take it. Like, because we took, I think that day we took, was this? Yeah, we took AU. So this was a really clean setup. There's the breaker candle right there. Stops below. You would have been targeting either these lows or these lows. And as you can see, it went for these lows. It came down and like made a whole lower low. So that would have been a 1 to 3 right there. But we took the AU setup, which was about 1.50 or 1. I think there was a 1R. So it's all good, long as we making money. And NAS for the week, we missed this because we took the AU, and once we get one trade in, I'm stepping away from the chart, but I went back and looked at this, and I was so amazed, like the Luther Van. So we had this beautiful move down here, liquidity. When everything, when it comes wicking down, and it comes up, breaks that. That was the breaking structure right there, and it came down to the zone. We could have took that breaking candle right there. Oh, stops below the zone or below the wick, and we could have went for this high here that it made. Usually, that's what I usually do, or we could have targeted the last area up here. Either or, we would have had a clean 1 to 3 right there. That'd have been beautiful. And then we could have left a runner, and that thing ran. Whew, that thing ran. And then it gave you another setup right here where it tapped this one and gave you another breaker candle. Stops below. And then see, I would have to go out. And since we're in no man's land, I just leave it running. I'll try to go for a 1 to 3 or 1 to 2 and see what it does. And it ran. It was beautiful. Nash 100 was beautiful this week. I just at the time AU and GU gave us better moves. Like with the one we took today, it was just a better. That's what I saw as a setup. Where is it? Where was that AU? I think it was. I should have kept it because it was kind of messy anyway. Oh, I think it was this one. Here it is. So it was some buddy little news today. But we had this tap, tap. and it came back down again right there. And we longed it right. What was it? I think no, we longed it right here. We got in, stopped below, and I just took it for a nice little 1-to-1. Honestly, it was really a 1-to-1 for me. I think it was like that, not mistaken, or maybe right there. And we just it was just a quick little 1-to-1, and we were out. Then the market came down and wicked back down, but it stayed pretty valid. And as you can see, it's just on an uptrend. It's remember all these lows. I want to point out that every low is a demand at this point. So all the lows are a demand. So price flung up from here to here. There's no gaps or no foundations. So these were kind of like mid probability setups. They're not really high. High probability setup is going to leave a gap. So I'm thinking if it comes right here and taps right there, back to that zone, it gives us a really good setup to continue back up to this supply. And that's probably what's going to happen. I don't know. We'll see. Remember, this is all a game of probability, but somewhere it's coming down now. So I'm thinking to go ahead and give this out to you guys. And if you're not a part of the Discord, obviously, here's a free trade setup. And if you want to join my Discord, let me know. Where's that supply at? It's at the 66,750, somewhere in that area. So it'd be like we could even make this a 1-to-3. We ain't even got to be greedy. This could be a 1-to-3. This could be a 1-to-3 move right here. Obviously, you got commissions depending on your broker and stuff like that, but this could be a beautiful 1-to-3 if it continues to the upside. And okay, I mean, this is the supply. Why am I doing that? This is the supply that it might want to come back to, because I think this supply. Let's look on the H4. See, this supply left gap, but I think it filled the gap. Yeah, it's filling the gap. It's got a teensy bit more to fill that gap, and then from there, it'll probably drop. I don't know. And as you can see, this supply that was right here, price didn't make it past this one. So, you have those situations where it'll come up here, FUD this way, and then it'll be sitting here and you be in the sale, and they come up here and tap this one, then drop. I don't think that's the case with this. These are liquidity is already grabbed off these, especially off this big drop. Liquidity is already grabbed. That's why it dropped right there. It gave two beautiful setups right there. So now here's like a lower low to drop again. But let's see. We'll see. And if it drops again, that's just letting me know the DXY, the dollar's going to still be pushing back up into that weekly supply that we saw right here. Weekly supply right here. But longevity, I'm more bearish on the DXY with all the FUD and everything that's going on. If it doesn't break this, it'll surely fill this gap in, come here, double top, and probably collapse. That's probably what's gonna happen. But well, other than that, that's the updates. Hope everybody's doing good. Like I said, if you need Zoom calls or anything, let me know. We'll get on Zoom and do our thing, get you caught up. But other than that, peace.